The world we are living in is a dangerous place, but one of our biggest threats is one that many people may have never considered: atmospheric carbon dioxide. A concentration of 350 parts per million of carbon dioxide is considered to be safe, but we are currently soaring far above this at a staggering 402 parts per million. That's 115% above safe levels. This staggering amount of carbon dioxide is contributing to the greenhouse effect, which is causing our planet to gradually heat up. An increased global temperature will contribute to large global problems such as rising sea levels, heat waves, floods, increasing occurrences of natural disasters, and more. In addition, increasing global temperatures set in motion many positive feedback loops. Positive feedback loops are vicious self-fueled cycles that accelerate global warming, and they contribute to uncontrollable destabilization of our climate. An example of this is the melting of permafrost. When permafrost melts, it releases methane, a greenhouse gas that is far more potent than carbon dioxide. This release of methane leads to more warming, which melts more permafrost, thus restarting the cycle. And this is just one of many cycles that could cause our global climate to spiral out of control. The bottom line is this: if we continue the way that we are, human civilization as we know it may have less than 10 years left on this planet. If we don't control our emissions, climate change could destroy humankind before nuclear weapons and war. You may be thinking something like, well, the government will figure something out. But it's already been at least half a century since we first realized global warming is a problem, and still it hasn't been solved. We can no longer afford to wait for somebody else to solve it. We must act for ourselves. Think about it this way: since we all drive cars, it is our duty to clean up after them and to claim responsibility for our emissions. That was a lot of bad news, but the good news is we know exactly what we need to do to clean up this mess. We must stop emissions from entering the atmosphere and remove the existing greenhouse gases to alleviate the greenhouse effect. When we accomplish these two things, we can prevent the perpetuation of positive feedback loops, essentially saving civilization. And there's a way for us to reduce emissions on a global scale, thus accomplishing one of those tasks. To help reduce emissions, we must halt emissions from cars. However, we all need vehicles, so there's no way for everyone to just stop driving. And even if someone purchases a green car, emissions aren't always reduced. Think about it. When people buy a new electric or hydrogen car, they often resell their old car. And if that car is still being driven around, it is still a part of the 1.2 billion cars spewing carbon dioxide. To fully halt emissions, we need to either junk or convert our cars to use an emissionless fuel. We have to stop the cycle. People have been converting their cars to run on things like French fry oil, biofuel, and natural gas for decades. We support conversions to gaseous or liquid hydrogen fuels. To convert your car, you only have to sign up on our waitlist, which is on our website, kidsforhydrogen.org. After you sign up, we will keep you informed on the availability of conversions. One of the biggest problems with new fuels is the need for new infrastructure like fueling stations. Investors often hesitate to buy into new technology without a proven market, which makes it difficult for this infrastructure to get built. But with a waitlist, we can show them that there is public demand for the technology and therefore a market. This will allow conversion and fueling stations to open up at no risk to the consumer. After all, the waitlist is free and non-binding. So, how do we accomplish a drastic change like car conversion nationwide? This change will be driven by the establishment of chapters in all 50 states. We are contacting hundreds of environmental leaders across the country and asking them to start programs in their communities. They will be educating them about climate change as well as promoting car conversions. These chapters can inspire people to convert their cars and be a part of the movement through exponential growth. If one chapter member tells somebody about car conversions, and they tell a few of their friends, who tell a few of their friends, well, the power of this exponential change could be unimaginable. This is how chapters will help our grassroots movement take root and grow in communities across America. We need to take action against carbon emissions now, and all it takes is signing up for the waitlist to convert your car. The time for remaining passive has passed. We no longer have the luxury of time. And the best part about car conversion is that it puts the solution directly into our hands. This is the planet that our children and grandchildren will live on. If we mess this up now, think about how we'll be remembered in history. We don't want to be remembered as a generation that doomed our Earth. We want to be remembered as the generation that saved it. And together, we can save civilization.